Go. We're ready for you.
Yes, like I said, I grew up Catholic.
Do you want to sit?
I made my.
No, he's authorizing.
I made my communion and my. I was like about to make my confirmation, and then that's when I like was like, no, this isn't right for me. Like I don't know. I just had a feeling. Like I don't really like. I don't know. I just didn't feel right. I'm like I don't feel like this is right. So I stopped going to that. And I was like all nervous to tell my grandma because I thought she was gonna be mad, but she was fine with it. And then after that, I just, because I was always curious about like other religions and stuff from when I was little, just as long as I can remember. So like when I finally was like I'm done with Catholicism, I'm like okay now I can study other things. So I started out just reading about stuff. I didn't really like want to like get into it or anything in the beginning. So I just started reading about like just everything from all over. Buddhism.
I remember that.
Yeah, like Buddhism.
Girl, you got into it quick. Like 2 months later, you got a witch's broom.
Yeah. Well, once I like.
You made a whole shrine.
Yeah. Well, once I finally got to Wicca, because I was reading everything else.
Oh,
and then
okay.
Once I finally read about Wicca and witchcraft, and I was like, yeah, this is...
I think that's when you started telling me.
I was like, this is the one for me. So then, I started getting things here and there, and then I got my whole altar, so I have everything for the rituals and stuff. And then, I just,
Did you find
what's the name of that one
I was a
book?
solitary Wiccan.
What's the name of that one book that we were laughing about?
What book?
Like, where there was like a love spell in it.
Oh, I don't remember. Was it the one... I'm trying to think of what it was. But yeah,
I need to
have
find
a
that
bunch.
Snapchat
I have a
and
bunch of
send
books.
it to the group.
Oh yeah,
'cause
you
it was
had it
really
on Snapchat. Yeah, and then I also just started buying like a bunch of books.
And ever since then, Arthur's been very nice. We don't
Right.
fight anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, 'cause before that.
You've been best friends forever, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
We
like,
were like just talking about
freshman
the
year?
times
Sophomore
that
year?
we fought. That
I
got
think
crazy.
sophomore year.
Yeah.
You guys
sophomore,
fought?
sophomore year.
Oh yeah.
We've used to get in all
Yeah,
the
we've
fights.
like we've gone to town on each
Physically?
other. One time physically, but it wasn't that bad because it was like because we were literally slapping each other. So it was literally like in a movie where like both of them were just slapping.
I love it.
And like pulling each other's hair and stuff. Yeah, it was funny.
I can picture it so well.
Literally, oh my god.
Yeah.
The first witchy book I ever bought was the Gerald Gardner book. Like
The
the
Gerald
one
Perfect.
that was witchcraft but disguised.
Jared Gardner.
Yeah.
That's so
I think the
funny.
first. Well, I know the first book that I read about witchcraft was literally the Wicca and Witchcraft for Dummies or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, I literally read that, but I liked it. And then
Yeah.
after that, I read what's his face, Scott Cunningham book.
Oh, yes.
And then then I got Gerald Gardner and the Witch's Bible.
Perfect.
My
Yeah.
first one was Raymond Buckland's Complete Book of Witchcraft.
What was it what?
Raymond Buckland.
Oh yeah,
Thick.
that too.
Yeah, all of his books are.
So you're
I
a
like
reader for sure, right?
Yeah, I like Raymond Buckland too. But yeah,
Awesome.
What's your goal for
so
the,
I
Oh, yeah, what's your
consider
goal?
myself Wiccan.
for the
but-
group?
What's your goal for the group?
Wiccan, but like eclectic.
But
like
I
everybody
think
says,
it's
so.
important, like, was it Ghost that said it or someone said it? At least on the open circle page, and we don't have to identify who's who, but to list if you have something that you can list, right? If you're eclectic, you're eclectic. But like, the main Coven members of our group consist of people that their primary practice is Wiccan, this, or our influences in our group are this, because I think that fosters diversity and inclusion,
Mhm.
and lets people think like, oh, okay, well, you know what, like, I'm Norse or I'm this, and you know what,
Agreed.
like, I don't feel like it's just one set, right? I feel,
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel comfortable going with this group.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 'cause we're not
I
all
agree.
like,
We're not the
I
same.
only do Norse or whatever.
Like, I think there's that debate, I won't go down it, but there's that debate, like, some people, like, believe in the threefold law. I don't believe in that, but I respect it.
Mhm.
But
I
I
believe in the original aspect of it.
I do believe.
But
in
I believe if
people
I'm
law.
out of line,
I don't
I
think I
kind
believe in the
of
same
do,
thing law
but not
that
really.
you believe
I
in.
am a little Wiccan.
I mean,
Little
like,
pagan.
people's
Well, yeah,
air
it's
conditioners
definitely a
break when they
Wiccan
try and fuck with me.
Hat.
Right.
In the middle of
For you?
summer.
Right.
Well, no, I'm saying that.
Oh yes,
That
yes.
is like a Wiccan.
but like I
rule or
I
law.
believe, and this
Wiccan
is
law.
just me, and it's not about me because I already spoke.
It's all
But
about you right now.
but like I believe more in Lady Justice as the goddess. So if I'm doing things like out of selfish or hate, or I just want to fuck someone up, and I do it,
Last night.
I accept that I'm gonna get some type of repercussions, like generic karmic law.
God.
But if
Well, I
someone
think
messes
justice
with
style,
me
Gnosis.
and I'm in the right,
Yeah.
I have every ability to protect me
Man,
and my
I
own,
like that, but
and
I'll
nothing's
probably
gonna come back no
Same.
matter how much I mess you up.
Yeah.
That's what I think, and that's my version of the threefold law.
What's
Wait,
your
what's
goal?
another
What's your goal for the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know, just to learn from each other and get
Yeah.
along and
Get along, and I appreciate
Get
it.
along and
Yeah.
I like that.
I just definitely want to learn from each other and form a good bond.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say though, I forgot to mention one little thing about how I also got into reading about it. Too,
Yes, tell
was because I remember like from when I was little and everything. Because my aunt is a Jehovah's Witness, and so like she would always talk about how like the reason they don't celebrate holidays and stuff is because it's all pagan, whatever. It's all from pagan traditions and blah blah blah. So I was always like interested, like what does that mean? Like I want to read about that.
Like the
Like,
preacher's daughter.
Cause I'm like I was always like wanted to go
Oh,
to
you're a
like
preacher's
the
daughter.
old, like just the old ways. I was always interested in that because I'm
Yeah.
like if that's where Christianity gets a lot of
It is.
Like
things
originates.
from, then I want to know about that and I want to follow that. So that's why I first started
And I
reading
think-
about it. So
I think what's so important about that, I mean, my sister practices too. Love her to death. If you guys were to meet her, you would absolutely die. Like she is the most amazing person. She's 5'0" as well. She's a firecracker, a Scorpio.
Oh,
love those Scorpios.
And
Is she
has
married?
My mom's
3
a
times in,
Scorpio.
yes.
I don't know.
Has a mouth like a sailor, but she's like my best friend. She actually, her fiance, I don't even know if you call it like that because this is just like her third guy, but I'm not going to go into that.
Oh wow.
She has like 4 kids too.
Scorpio,
right.
for sure.
But they are currently, until they can get a place because something happened, went down, whatever, they're saving money, but they're staying with his parents, which are straight Jehovah's Witnesses.
oh
And she's like, I gotta hide my tarot cards and all my shit.
Oh no.
Long story short,
my aunt's surprisingly open about it.
That's
but like
good,
they're right from the standpoint of a lot of the current traditions.
Well, yeah,
Look at
exactly.
Christmas and Yule, and I think I put something out on the page.
Yeah,
it was a
all
few
of that,
days
like
ago.
the tree.
It's
and
all-
that's all from Yule
Oh, yeah.
and winter solstice.
It's all the same, right?
Yeah.
But it's just interesting, and
Same with Easter and Ostara.
That's what
all
I was
the
gonna
like
say. That's
painting
what
eggs
Painting
and
of
all
eggs,
that. That's from
Imbolc and
Ostara.
Yeah.
They're celebrated in every tradition,
Did you know
including
that?
Catholicism.
Did you
What?
know that?
Imbolc and Ostara. Like Imbolc is first Friday, no, in
Is
Catholicism.
symbolic Wiccan or pagan?
Pagan.
what's that?
Is symbolic Wiccan or
Imbolc.
pagan?
It's like
You
yeah.
can't
Well,
really
kind of
attribute
both.
anything to
I don't
It's
know
like an
anything
Irish-
about it.
It's kind of both, yeah,
Okay.
because it's Gaelic. It comes from Ireland and
Yeah,
Scotland.
Ireland.
The religion of Wicca was created in the 80s,
Yes.
so you can't really attribute anything to being just Wicca.
But when you look at like paganism
But like
overall,
where
it's just
Wicca
old.
came from was like
Alexandria.
bring.
And especially
But
like
I'm saying it's bringing all that back. I know it's a new religion, but
Yeah.
it's still
it's the old ways, right?
the old ways.
The Yule
That's what they
tree
call it, the old ways.
that you can't specifically attribute to Wiccans or pagans because the Norse have the Yule tree as well and different things.
Exactly.
Halloween and Samhain, the pumpkins and the jack-o'-lanterns were put out to ward off evil spirits. The costumes were put on so that they didn't notice you, right? So no, I
all
honestly don't
pagan
think you can put a label on any of it.
Yeah.
This is just old world,
Yeah.
pre-Christian, pagan practices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
Are we gonna hear from me and Ryan, or are we gonna just
Yes.
start?
Or do you want to do ritual and then finish up, or what do you guys want to do?
I
wanna just
definitely want
go?
to hear
Yeah, let's finish up.
I don't know your
Um,
path.
I don't want to
Ryan,
hear
we'll
that.
save for later.
Ryan, I know your path,
No,
but
I
I do want to
know
hear
why.
it. I do want to hear
I want
it.
to hear yours,
Why?
Ryan.
Oh,
I
Oh,
do.
and my
Yeah,
Come
you're
on.
scary
my
hat.
Come on, Ghost.
I want to hear it, but you know, I'm
my
real.
god and goddess are Carnunos and Aradia. So
I love
Carnosa
Aradia.
and Aradia?
Aradia is very
Yes.
big in Italian
What's
witchcraft.
Aradia?
Yes, I'm about to do a deep dive
Oh,
on
it's
Arabian
Aradia
magic.
and Carnunos
Nice,
goddess.
yes, it's walking
Yeah.
out together.
Nice.
Wait, let's get
Cool.
caught up real quick because I'm curious, and I know we've said this 100 times, but moon and sun sign.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
that.
don't know.
I was gonna say that too.
Okay.
But can we do that after?
Yeah, we'll do
I
it.
have to talk to my mom, and she doesn't even know where my birth certificate is. So
Okay.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Then
That's my
scratch
mom in a
that.
nutshell.
Forget I
Okay.
said anything. Let's
Maddie.
proceed.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Maddie.
Maddie.
It all,
Can I
it
have-
all
You're
started
addicted
in
to witchcraft.
first grade when I read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's
God.
Yes.
Stone.
How could anyone leave that out?
Right.
Slytherin.
I think
Ravenclaw.
Slytherin.
Are you?
Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah, oh, you're Hufflepuff.
That's
Oh.
Yeah.
Of course. That makes sense. I wanted to be Gryffindor, but Hufflepuff makes more sense. Yeah,
Go
such a
ahead.
degree.
You're
Anyway, I think for me, obviously, like, I guess identify as, like, eclectic as well. Spirituality has always kind of been something that has been important to me. I grew up going to Catholic churches and Christian churches because my mom grew up Catholic and my dad grew up, like, Jehovah's Witness, Christian, whatever mix. And I thought churches were cool. Like, I liked stained glass and stuff, and I would, like, take naps. But, yeah, I just always felt like something was missing and that there was just something more. And so, like, I literally remember, like, being 8 and, like, my grandma liked Avon and there was, like, a chakra kit in an Avon catalog and I was like, I want to get this. And so I got that and I kind of, like, I think I've had a lot of Buddhist experiences that are, like, really random and, like, just kind of fall into, like, my world. Like, I was walking on Venice Beach one time when I was, like, 13 or 14, maybe 15. And, like, a lady gave me, like, a little Nam-myoho Renge Kyo card. And I was
that's
like,
me.
okay, cool. And she was like,
That's what I
you're
grew up
so
in.
pretty, but you're not an asshole. And I was like,
That's
thank
SCI people
you.
right there.
I was like, that's so sweet of you to say. And, like, she just kind of explained some stuff. So I kind of, like, looked into Buddhism more. Forgot about it, of course. And, a friend of mine, Keith, wanted to, like, show me, like, the Denver Buddhist temple
Keith
or whatever.
Kiernan?
Yeah,
I grew up with him.
that's so funny.
I grew up with him.
That's hilarious.
He did my alto clef tattoo.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Keith is an interesting fellow.
He is.
So anyway, like, I went to the Buddhist temple, but the night before I actually had, like, a really vivid dream that I was, like, in India. And it made sense, and I thought, like, oh, like, I'm dreaming this because I'm going to a Buddhist temple tomorrow. But, I woke up in a small bed and was, like, in India and, like, I was going somewhere, but I didn't know where I was going yet. And the first section of, like, the little, like, city I was in, people were selling, like, food and, like, grapes and stuff, and, like, they were, like, offering me stuff, but I was like, no, like, I'm going somewhere. And, like, in the dream, I was like, I must be, like, going to the dentist or something, because I'm, like, not stopping for shit. And I like shopping. So, the next part of town was, like, jewelry and, like, fabric and stuff like that, and I kind of, like, wanted to stop, because, like, shopping. But I didn't. And then the third part of town was, like, a bunch of, like, just very pretty women, going about their business, in the literal sense, if you catch my meaning. And, I kind of just didn't stop there either, and I got to, like, this temple, and there was, like, a monk standing outside, and he, just, like, greeted me or whatever, and to my left there was, like, a doorway with, like, candles inside, and there was a doorway to my right, but it was, like, the door was closed, and then when the monk moved, there was, like, a mirror in front, so I, like, saw myself before I went into the room that was open with, like, candles and stuff. And then I woke up, and the next day, like, I went with Keith and our friend, like, Natalie, to, like, the Buddhist temple, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he was just, like, explaining, like, the setup.
General,
yeah, and stuff like that. And there's like a wall scroll like in a lot of Buddhist temples, and I was like, oh, like what does that mean? Because it's like calligraphy.
Yep.
And he was like, oh, like that represents like a mirror.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, and me and Natalie, like, because I told her about the dream when we were driving over there, because we carpooled, and we, like, looked at each other, and our jaws, like, just dropped, because we were just like, what the hell? Like, I dreamt about a mirror. Like,
That
that's
exact
so
same
insane.
dream has been described by many a cult.
Sounds like
Really?
a past life
Yeah,
experience.
including
Wow.
Aleister Crowley.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
What?
that's incredible. I
Sounds
was
like a
asking
past
if
life
you had read any of that
Aleister
stuff.
Crowley?
God.
Yeah.
What?
Same
That's
50.
freaky.
I can't believe you've been to it.
That's
So
so
you
freaky.
know everything that I've like been in and been through and all
Yeah,
that.
and other than that, like, I was like really excited when Arthur started getting into like occultism.
Yeah,
Because I've always like dabbled in it and like have always like collected rocks, but it's kind of just like a come and go thing for me. So I was
But
sticking
that's
Arthur
when we
did.
like actually started.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
I
just
started
diving
finding,
into
like,
it more.
events and
And I've
having
always
you
done
come.
stuff on my own, so it's like really fun
Yeah.
to do it with like one other person or like a group
Exactly.
of people, and this group like felt really natural to go into because I think I've had other people who've been like, let's do a coven, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's do it, and you don't do
But it
it.
never worked out.
And that being said, you know, like things don't work out for a reason.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I think just like dreams like that.
Would you be interested in
and
doing
other ones.
Buddhist magic with me?
I'm down.
Okay.
That would
It's
be really
crazy because
cool.
on
I'm
the
more on the
surface,
Chinese
none of us
Buddhist.
should be with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah. And it's
But we're
funny
all
because
connected.
No.
When I
Yeah.
was, when I got my first apartment,
me.
We do.
I love you.
when I got my first apartment, I was dating this super abusive guy, and I remember his
Oh hell.
best friend and his best friend's girlfriend I went to high school with. Her name was Tessa, and she brought over this girl named Morgan that I apparently also went to school with, but I don't remember her. They brought them over and they were like, we're in a coven, you should be in a coven with us.
Yeah.
But I hated both of them because Tessa just made me want to die, and then Morgan wanted to sleep with my boyfriend. And so I was like, yeah,
Wow.
totally. I was like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Because like at the time I was just like a little baby, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't like push back or anything.
Yeah.
And then now I'm sleeping with her ex-boyfriend.
Oh!
So I'm like,
Oh!
Wow.
Wow. Holy
drums.
shit. That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
The drums.
I don't know. I love the fact that we all were on our own individual journeys, and something led us to what speaks to our souls and nourishes us.
Yeah.
And
Just attracting those experiences.
you guys
I know, like-
to be. It's
You gotta
just
let it go.
Yeah,
Well, like,
right.
just
It was so
yeah.
weird.
amazing.
Like the
And I-
whole.
I
Taking
asked
it away.
I
Just
asked
kidding.
Maddie
No.
last minute.
You
to
are
go
the
to Sticks
connector.
and
Oh,
Stones.
yeah.
No, that's how Sierra was.
Last
Sierra was like,
minute.
you've gotta go, you've gotta
Yeah.
go. And I was like, I don't know, like, can I just stay home? And she's like, no, you have to go. And so I was like, fine, I'll go.
Oh.
I don't know. I was gonna save this for the end, but like my confirmation that this is right, at least for me, was simply when I came here to Colorado. Again, not about me, because he's an
It's so
accident.
about
We need
you.
to hear your
So
goal.
about you.
Yes.
But when I came to Colorado, literally I took the work jump move,
Yeah.
knowing no one here. No family, no nothing, right? But it
Yeah.
felt right to me.
Wow.
So I did this spell when I got here, and literally it was one of those to lead you to your tribe. And I'm
Oh.
like,
Bitch,
Oh.
what?
I did that
Oh my god.
I
You're
literally
Arthur.
did that
That
too.
is-
Oh, damn, really?
You did?
Yeah.
Like before we went?
Before we got
What?
together, I did a spell for that.
Arthur
Yeah.
also doesn't tell me things for like
I
a long
did.
time.
No, I told you that.
and
No,
'Cause
girl, you did
remember
not.
I said
You did
we
not.
need
I
to
did
find
not.
out
Both did it.
You did not the same way. The same way. The same way you didn't tell me you were back with Brandon for a whole year until you broke up.
Oh, that's shade.
You knew.
No, I mean I knew, but I didn't like know.
I didn't have to say it.
Yeah.
and without getting mushy, because I have had a few of this.
Mushy.
I thought that was water.
No, it's gin.
I was
wondering why
everybody
had water.
I thought it was water. I thought it was water.
I'm totally getting high on water.
Each of you-
All night.
Each of you have more than one aspect that literally I would tell you that it literally is me.
Really?
Aw.
And like
So
partly,
we are all Chad.
and
Just
part-
like how we are
It's not
all
about me.
Chad. Paul's
but like it's even aspects.
Yeah, we're all-
It's even aspects that I don't necessarily show to everybody
Yeah.
because naturally speaking, I'm a guarded person. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to get over that, but naturally speaking, I'm a guarded person. Like if I was truly to let loose of who I am, like it would Like, yeah. But anyways.
It would be
It's like the
beautiful.
Beatles. I
It
am
would be
he
a
as you
beautiful
are he
thing.
as you are me,
Right.
and we are
And
all
it's like
together.
Fight Club. We are all Robert Paulson.
Right. Anyways, it's sweet. So, anyways.
No,
I
we
talked to
love you.
No, you're
No.
I love it.
So cute.
I'm on the exact same wavelength. that you
What's
are.
your goal?
Cuties.
Oh yeah.
My goal. I mean, my goal is what everyone's goal is. I would say that everyone's goal so far has been resonates with me. But I think personally, just like making sure I commit to like spirituality more, because again, it's been so touch and go for me, and you know, just like the amount of like precognitive dreams I've had, and just like even doing tarot like quote unquote professionally for a year, and just like seeing how that affected people and seeing how that changed people's perspectives or kind of aided them in what they were doing. Some chick like got a tattoo on her leg from like a reading I did, and that was like shocking because I saw her like months after I stopped doing tarot, like at Syntax before it became the Roxy, and she was like, yeah, I got a tattoo, and I was like, oh cool, but she was like, it was of your reading, and I was like, bitch, like, what the fuck? Like, that's so crazy.
That
So
was your power moment.
yeah, so I just think you know, you can't deny that you're not on a desert island, and you know, you're here to help others as much as people are also there to help you, because
Right.
I think that's a struggle for me, is thinking
I think it took
that I
first
have to just
initial
like
disconnect.
go about it myself, and like I have to get shit done by myself, and there's, you know, it's empowering to do stuff alone, but it's also like, again, like, you know, like you're not, people don't cross paths with other people for like no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Like, I think I just want to honor that more and more as I age, and things of that nature. So,
Yeah. And like what
Do you mind if I, how old are you? Do you mind if I ask?
I'm 27.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
That
I
was my
totally thought
guess.
you were like 24.
I'm 30.
Okay.
How do you think I am?
35?
I won't get offended.
30, no.
35.
I said 32.
I'll look younger when I lose 100 pounds in 6 months with my surgery.
I was gonna guess
32.
32.
33.
Yeah.
See, I'm at like
I
28.
guess
You're too.
yeah,
You're
that's
How-
I have to guess.
You're
How old
too
am I?
uppity.
You're 30.
2.
34.
Okay.
I was.
Yeah, my
Oh,
husband's
Closest
age.
without going over.
That's my husband's age, so.
I guess you guys know my. I was gonna tell you to guess, but if you know Maddie's.
Yeah.
You know
like,
mine now.
we're the same.
And I think, like, to
We're the
your
same.
point, too.
I'm
You're
26.
the baby.
I am
That's why we're
always the
connected.
baby.
She's the
That's so
baby.
I'm always the baby.
Are you the youngest in the group?
She's
I
20.
thought so.
Yeah.
Holy shit! You're
I think
kicked out.
I think he's the oldest. We're going to the oldest
I'm
next.
totally fucking
But I don't know. I just want to throw it out there, right?
You're 20 what?
I'm
As
20.
we form
just
the
20.
coven
I'm a baby.
and we do initiation, hopefully you all can come next. Was not. Yeah, it's February next month. We know that there's gonna be times where we can't show up because we all have personal things. It's not hierarchy.
I've been to every one of you guys.
It's not hierarchy. It's not mandatory. Like
Yeah.
if we all have different things going on,
Exactly.
I think we need to be a really awesome coven, but we also need to be understanding of each other. So like, just because someone can't show up for a couple times doesn't mean that they can't be in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt.
I wanted to
I
add
don't like
something
throwing
real
around
quick.
the phrase piece of shit, but you told me you weren't coming. You
When,
said you
today?
probably weren't. No, yeah, I think it was yesterday or the day.
And I think
love
half,
that- I love that phrase.
and half of everybody did
Everything's
RSVP on my
changing day
Facebook
to
event,
day.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Wait,
sure
what?
if
I did. I actually did for once. I actually did this time.
Before
Right.
we go to Ryan, I need to tell you guys an important thing about my mental health. I have like a weird minor schizophrenia kind of thing, and I'm on medication, so I put all my doctor's numbers on the Book of Shadows and my emergency contacts, because I do hallucinate sometimes, and sometimes with rituals I can get a little weird. So if I
Yeah.
get weird, call my husband or call my sister.
I got
And if
Rob's
you
number
and if
saved.
you ever want to talk to somebody, part of my
Yeah.
job is I have to be mental health first aid certified and everything, and because I've gone through classes and
Are
shit
you
on it.
telling me you could be my personal therapist?
I could counselor because I don't have a degree on therapy, but
Well,
but if you ever want to just talk to somebody with no judgment,
If it helps,
Judge
I've
me
had
all.
experiences like that too. I'm not diagnosed or anything, but I have like seen things and like had a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
stuff like that. So
My
Yeah.
You're not
depression dreams
alone.
were like the best and worst thing that ever happened.
Pretty much hallucinate almost all the time, but it's very mild. If I don't
Yeah.
get enough sleep, it intensifies. So
That
that's why I
makes
wasn't
sense.
sure I was gonna come because
That
I was
that makes
hallucinating this
sense.
whole week really bad.
Wow.
And if I'm having trouble, the best thing to do is just to put me to sleep. Just put me to sleep.
Did
somewhere.
it start on Friday?
It's
Like
been,
around Friday?
it's been starting this whole week, but it's finally calmed down. I just
I
need
think
like
you're about right.
That makes sense.
I was freaking out on you guys for a minute, so and I just wanted to be honest. Like I do
Yeah.
hallucinate,
We're here for you.
and I have like suicidal tendencies, and like I have
I
homicidal
think
tendencies.
everyone here has had that.
I have homicidal
Same.
tendencies, but I rather put it out on myself.
Same.
So
I get that.
that's how I am, and I'm in therapy, and I'm in
That's
with my
good.
psychiatrist, so I'm being monitored and everything.
Yeah.
And her number's on there, my husband's number's on there, my sister's husband on there. If you have to check me in, make sure it's a certain
Wow.
good place,
Okay.
just so let
Is
you
there
guys
like
know.
a list of places that you're gonna
There's one that I really like, and I will put that name on the Book of Shadows if you need
Yeah.
to check me in. So,
Do you
Whatever
wanna-
you need, we're here for you.
Do you want to put
Yeah, I
that
got you
before
back.
we start tonight?
what?
Do you want to put that before we start?
Oh no, I'll be fine.
Okay.
I will.
I figured you would.
Yeah.
But-
But if something does happen, you just put me to bed for a couple hours, and I'll be fine.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
All right,
Ryan.
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 Make it-
I always said that in the
Make
same
it
exact
quick.
tone.
Wow, everybody turned around and
I
all
can
this
actually-
shit.
I can do it for a moment.
So I'm Ryan. I'm the oldest in the group.
Hi, old.
Hi.
Ryan.
So I'm 58 years old.
No, you're not.
I've been
You're 38, right?
35, 6, 7,
You
and
look older
fucking
because you like
months.
smoking.
Too.
35,
gotta stop
6,
smoking.
7.
Okay, go ahead. What do you practice and what's your goal for the group?
I'm a professional viola player.
No.
I just
Oh
no.
Feeling other
So I grew up kind of Christian. My parents weren't very practitioners. They believe in God. They all that shit. It was actually very Gnostic, but we had no clue it was Gnostic. Was real into it. March 3rd, 2012. What?
You got dates down.
Dude, I have this day I'll never forget.
Treat.
So, my birthday's March 3rd. And 2012. I was sitting there, watched this movie called Stigmata with my
I've
dad.
seen Stigmata.
Yeah.
Stigmata.
It's a good movie. It's very bullshit, but yes.
If you're a beginner, it's very eye-opening.
It is very
I
eye-opening.
need to see it, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, so anyway, I felt I was pretty religious at the time. Quote, quote, I'm making air quotes. So, you know, I was very, believe in Jesus, believe in this, believe in that. So, I was a piece of shit, though, you know. Fucking asshole.
Past tense?
More so. I was cold. I was, you know, druggy, fucking drink. Loved my drink. But anyway, so I watched this movie, and that movie's all about the Gospel of Thomas. It's about hiding the Gospel of Thomas. So anyway, I'm like, well, fuck, if they're hiding all these documents, you know, church is meaningless, blah, 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 you know, like you can't, you know, because that whole movie is about the kingdom of God is inside you and all around you, not in buildings built of brick and stone. So I read that, you know, after, you know, it really messed me up, and I was really depressed. So I was like, I need to find the answers myself, you know, obviously I can find it myself. Jesus freaking says it right here. So I do Kundalini, I do chakras, I do anything I could find. Sit for 4 hours straight meditation. Nothing. By the way, I had no clue about chakras, I had no clue about Kundalini, I had no clue about any of that stuff.
For your first meditation?
Yeah, I've meditated before, but nothing successful. So I sit there and I meditate, and nothing, 4 hours. So I curl up in a ball like defeated, like lost. And at that moment when I gave up, when I was like, there's no reason to be here, I hear with a soft female voice, which blows my mind as a Christian, quote,
God.
yeah, God's male, you know, there's hardly any females in the Bible.
man's mouth.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I hear with a soft female voice, are you stuck, Ryan? those four words changed who I was. The loving energy of that. I'm a totally different person. Yeah, I can joke around and I play, but I was bad back then. I was evil. You know, I'd beat people up,
That's
I'd
where it
drink,
came from. That makes sense now.
It's like a gateway opening.
Yeah, and it changed me. You know, I actually, went on my path and spirituality, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's who I am. Fuck you.
What's your goal for
What's
the
your
group?
goal?
My goal is creating a spiritual tribe. I mean, that's why I did this. There's a lot of prophecies about a new tribe coming and healing the earth. And I believe that's us. I believe we're the ones that are going to find people to change the world. Because only magicians can do it. Technically, science says there's about 10 years till the world's gone. If we don't change it now, your kids, this won't go on. So, get to it. I'm leaving.
I took you more seriously in the last 3 minutes.
Than ever?
Ever done.
That was good.
Well, don't ever do that again.
We'll wait for Dawn and then we'll get going. Chill for a bit.
Wait, it would be cool if we all did like a mental health chat too.
We should.
Yeah.
My mental health's fucked.
In the interest of time, and I normally am not like this, but with the mother and grandmother-in-law coming, if we do a ritual, then hang out for about 15-20 minutes after, about 8:15ish, if we can call it.
Yeah.
I'm normally not like that. I want everyone to stay, but they're coming and
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, no, you're
it'd
fine.
be a thing.
Did you say your goal?
Yeah.
His goal is
To
rule
burn the world to the ground.
Heal the world. All right, ready?
Let me smoke real quick.
Oui, oui.